What is up, guys? Joel here from the Home Recording Network, giving you guys your fix on the latest home recording techniques. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about rap vocals. Now, I don't have much out there on hip hop type material because I personally don't have a lot of these clients. So I did just have one, and I wanted to show you guys what I did to get his vocals aggressive and sounding nice and crisp. I will probably break this video up into a few different parts. I'll show you how I process the vocals, maybe a video on the effects I used. I don't know if I have time to fit that in here. And I'll also show you what I did with the ad-lib tracks, how I differentiated them from the main vocal track. And I'll probably even make a video on how I mastered the song as well, so you guys can see that. So I'll show you guys the hook real quick. Here it is.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on tight. We looking for blood, yeah, you can suffice. A puddle of rag or put him in rice. You hit a new lick, you think you are nice, but we doing heist, we doing our sight. We spinning.
All right, so we got a decent amount of plugins on the vocal, just like any vocal in any song. So let me just bypass them all. I'll start the track and then bypass them so you can hear what his voice sounded like, before any of the processing.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on tight. We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on tight.
And I should probably mute the ad libs and all that so you guys aren't hearing any of that. So let's crack into it. So the first plugin on the track is, of course, Pro Q2, my corrective EQ, so where I typically cut. Right off the bat, I don't want to do any boosting. I just want to kind of take out any frequencies that I'm not liking. And with this rapper, he actually had a great tone. There wasn't a lot of frequency buildup anywhere. So the first thing, very important, we want to roll off the low end because this was a condenser microphone, right? It's picking up a ton of the room, ton of the low end of the voice. He's pretty close to the microphone. So we rolled everything off to about 90 hertz. So I'm going to show you everything we're cutting out.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on tight.
So I hope you're listening with some headphones or something so you can hear that. We do not need any of that low end in the vocal part. And the next spot is where you're going to be cutting probably about 90% of the time if this is a male voice. So right around 150, we got a ton of buildup here. Really the only other spot where there was any buildup in the voice. So this is kind of the boomy sound of the voice, and I'll raise this up so you can hear it.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on tight.
Yeah, so a cut right there anywhere between 100 and 200 hertz is going to clean up the voice. It's going to make the singer or rapper more clear. And this is the same on, singing vocals or rap spoken vocals. Now, like I said, this guy had a great tone, so we didn't really need to cut a ton out there, just about 3 dB. So let's move to our EQ next that we're going to boost with, which is the SSL channel. Now here we got 3 areas where we're boosting. And again, Aiden had a great tone, so these aren't huge moves, but we got up at 14K here, the shelf, which is the air to his voice. We got a 1.5K boost, which is kind of the aggressive area of the voice. And then we have a tiny boost down here at 200 hertz, which is going to be the area where you're going to want to add in low end if he already doesn't have enough low end. So if your vocalist needs some more bottom, 200's the spot to boost. So let me exaggerate some of these boosts so you can hear what they're doing to the voice. So like I said, this 14K shelf is going to be all the air to this rapper. So this is really going to add some excitement, but you got to be careful here. You don't want to add too much, but Here's what it would sound like.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on. We spinning the block,
So, like I said, you want to be careful here and you want to mix with the music. So, when I was mixing this, I had the song playing and I made this boost.
we spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on.
So, a boost right there is definitely going to help your rapper stay on top of the mix. So, he's going to poke through a bit more. If you're using a dynamic microphone, you might have to boost a little bit more, but this was recorded with a really bright condenser. So, we didn't have to add too much back in. Next, with this 1.5K boost, this is, like I said, the aggressive area of the voice. And on filtered vocals, people like to really crank this up, and it sounds pretty cool. But you just kind of sweep around between 1K, 2K to find it. And here's what it would sound like super exaggerated.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on. We spinning the block.
Right? It's that really aggressive tone, and it's nice to add a tiny bit of that in so we can get some more aggression out of the vocalist. And lastly, with the music, I felt like the vocalist needed a bit more low end. So we have this bell boost at 200, which is the low end of his voice.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on.
And that's just a small boost, just by a dB and a half. And like I said, you want to mix with the music here so you can hear how much low end the singer needs. So next, we just went to some compression, and it's the setting I use on almost every one of my vocals. I got a medium slow attack here and a fast release, and we're just trying to get this needle pumping a little bit to create some energy. And as you can see here, the vocals are really controlled already. We don't have a ton of crazy peaks. So yeah, again, kudos to Aiden for just staying really controlled here. It always helps in the mixing stage. So since we didn't need a ton of compression here, I just kind of dialed up the input knob until I was getting, maybe about 5 dBs of gain reduction, and we can start to hear some of the energy getting added in. So I'll start with the compressor off and then bring it in.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on. We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on.
So yeah, not a ton of compression, but you can really hear the energy as this needle gets pumping. That's why we want the fast release here. We want the compressor to hit and go back down to, no compression and get some of that pumping effect. So here again, here we go.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on.
Next, we went to virtual mix rack and we just have revival on there for some of the low end thickness. I'm not even going to show you guys this because it's so subtle. You'll probably not be able to hear it. But this is low end harmonic distortion, and we just added a tiny bit in again to get his lows up there in the mix a bit more. Next, we went to our de-esser, which is usually so important. However, Aiden, again, he had super controlled sibilants, and we really didn't need to compress a lot here. I found that his S's were hitting around just below 10K. I'll usually just bring up this de-esser, turn on the sibilants, listen so we can actually zero in on it. This is what it sounds like. And that's why this de-esser is awesome. It's why it's the only one I usually use because you can really zero in on those, sibilants areas or S's. Other than that, I really have all the default settings on this de-esser. I just have the amount halfway, the sensitivity halfway. So we are just getting maybe 3 dBs of gain reduction here.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on.
Yeah, so really just controlling those S's, keeping them tucked away, even though, again, they were already pretty, tucked away as he was actually rapping. Next, to control the lows, I do what I do with every singer I've ever mixed, and that is pull up my multi-band compressor. And guys, this is pretty subtle, but this is the stuff you need to do to get to that professional quality. So I've just made a band between 100 hertz and about 300 and got some compression going here. We want the lows to be nice and controlled. So let's see how much we're compressing, then I'll show you the settings.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on. We spinning.
And again, it's just compressing these areas. So let me solo it.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask.
Yeah, so you see how much mud is really in this area of the frequency spectrum. So we want that to stay nice and controlled. So we got our range here at about -4 dB. So it's only going to compress that much at certain points. And we got the default settings here with attack and release just at 20%. And we just took our threshold down a bit until we're getting some gain reduction.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on.
Next, to add even more control here, we just added our limiter. And again, I do this with every vocal I work on. And this is just going to simply take down any of the peaks in the vocals that are still getting by the compressor and things like that. So here we just brought our threshold and outlet ceiling down until we're getting a little bit of gain reduction.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on.
And you really don't need to go crazy here. I mean, your vocals should be pretty controlled by the time it is hitting the limiter at the end of the chain. And you're really just looking for, a few dBs of gain reduction at certain points. You don't want to completely flatten out the vocal. Lastly, we went with a little bit of flavor here. So I wanted to add some more presence, and saturation or distortion will do that. So I pulled up the Devil Lock here, and I've heard this is like sriracha sauce. You just want to add a tiny bit in. This thing is powerful, so you don't want to put too much of it in the mix. So this thing has a compressor knob here, which I kept it at 0, didn't use any, and it has this crunch, which is the distortion. So we just have it at 1 and no darkness. This will roll off the high end. We don't want to do that. And with the mix, I don't even have it at 1 because, like I said, this thing just turned on all the way set down to 0 will have some effect on the track. So this just adds a tiny bit of distortion. Let's see if you can hear it, and then I'll show you what it would be like exaggerated.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on. We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on. We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on.
So again, that's super subtle. I mean, it's not subtle to me, but to the average listener, it might be. Here's what it would sound like with the distortion cranked up.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think.
And we don't want to do that. We just want to add a tiny bit of that effect in to, again, add some presence and aggression. So the next video, I'll make a quick one on what I did for effects for this vocal, but without any effects, here's what we got.
We spinning the block, we demons at night. We looking for ops, we killing my sight. You think it's so fun, but you not alright. We taking our time, get our mask on. We spinning for blood, yeah, you can suffice a puddle.
All right, so super aggressive, super present. That's what we want. This vocal should sound good without any effects on it. We don't want to, try to make it sound good with effects. It should already, be decent to listen to. So check out the next video. I will make that on the effects. And I will go from there and maybe show you the ad libs in another video because we did something kind of cool with those. Guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to download your free Ultimate Home Studio Mix Guide. I made this for you guys so you could start getting your mixes sounding better. There's a lot of great information in there. And be sure to reach out if you have any questions or if you need any help with your mixes. Thanks.